Hi everyone, Tom Brodie here, the Found Money Guy. I work with companies of all sizes to grow their business by finding money in places they never even knew to look. You know, one of the more common New Year's resolutions you always hear from people is that they want to read more or learn a new skill to improve their professional or personal productivity. Now I encourage you to take that quest for learning and turn it up a notch and learn something that will help your business be more efficient and save money. Now, you know, I've made several videos in the past that detail how business owners can save money using some of the tax incentives I specialize in. Whether it's the Work Opportunity Tax Credit, cost segregation, or the Research and Development Tax Credit, these are all parts of the IRS code that are there specifically to help businesses save money. But many of the business owners I talk to just don't seem to believe in the enormous potential to save money using these resources. And I often ask myself, why is that? Well, I think I figured it out. It's because they've never heard about these items before. Obviously, their CPA is not bringing these things to their attention, so I don't think business owners believe they're real when they hear about it from me. Well, since business owners are not hearing about these opportunities from their CPA, and they're having a hard time believing me, I thought maybe they'd believe some experts in the business world. I did a little research, and this is what I found out. I found some articles here. So first on WOTC, there's an August 2016 article from Bankrate.com, which is entitled Work Opportunity Tax Credit, What It Is and How It Helps Veterans and Employers. There's an April 2018 article from Forbes, which is titled Why Your Company Should Be Using These Government Incentives. In an article from October 2017, Cost Management Services, a WOTC processor, they state, we recommend including the Work Opportunity Tax Credit as part of your onboarding new hire paperwork. And from Paycheck's own website, they have an article dated February 2016, and it's titled Work Opportunity Tax Credit Extended Through 2019. Now, these are all recent articles. There's more that go back and they're older, but did you know that WOTC in its current form dates all the way back to 1978? And even that originated from the government's incentives to businesses to try to get World War II vets hired. So, on to cost segregation. Quite a few articles here too. August 2014 article from Accounting Today, which is entitled The CostSeg 1031 Exchange Combo is Even More Important Under Tax Reform. Now you'll notice that some of these articles get technical really fast, and that's why you need a specialist that can cut through the technical jargon and speak to you in everyday language. Here's a quote from the American Society of CPAs. A taxpayer can substantially increase cash flow by segregating property costs. In March 2018, a Forbes article, and that's titled Tax Law Increases Demand for Tech-Savvy Engineers. There's an August 2016 article from the Commercial Real Estate Development Association, and its title is Cost Segregation is Just the Beginning. Lastly, there's a quote from the Journal of Accountancy. The cost segregation technique is no more aggressive than using any permissible depreciation method under the Internal Revenue Code. Now on to research and development. There's a February 2010 article from the Journal of Accountancy, which is titled Navigating the R&D Tax Credit. May of 2014, the Wall Street Journal wrote an article titled House Passes Research and Development Tax Credit. The measure makes the tax break permanent. And in May 2018, there was an article from a company called Moss Adams, which is an R&D tax credit processor. And that's entitled 5 Common Misconceptions About the R&D Tax Credit and Whether Your Company Qualifies. And the list goes on and on. The point of all these references is to illustrate that these incentives have been around for a long time. They're well documented and are a legitimate resource you can use to help your business. And I get it. You are too busy to stay on top of all the business articles out there. So if you're interested, I've included the links to these articles and more in the YouTube description area of this video. Just scroll down to the area below and you can browse these articles for yourself. I'm sure you'll agree that Forbes, the Wall Street Journal, the Journal of Accountancy, the Commercial Real Estate Development Association, and the Society of CPAs are all pretty legitimate sources of actionable information. Now, the reason you may never have heard of these things is that business people don't advertise the fact that they're paying less in taxes. Anyone that does brag about paying less in taxes is immediately vilified by the press, So executives and companies just go about doing it quietly, and you don't hear about the details of what they're doing. And if your CPA isn't part of a Big Ten accounting firm, or never was part of a Big Ten accounting firm, they may have never heard of these items either, or maybe they just think that these huge tax incentives are only for the huge corporations and that your company is just too small to qualify, which is simply not true. Now, in each of these tax incentive categories, there are third-party companies that specialize in one or two of these areas, and they publish many articles in their specialty area. I only included a couple of their articles in the list I read to you because you've probably never heard of these companies either, and their names wouldn't be very meaningful. But ask yourself, do you really have the time to shop around across all these companies to try to find the best in each category? There's got to be a better way. Oh, I know. Why don't you ask your CPA if they know a company that specializes in all of these areas? Wouldn't that be easier? Now, when your CPA says no, they don't, and they will say no, then tell them that's okay, you know a guy, the found money guy. And then give me a call or send me an email or go to my website and set an appointment. You can do that right now. Or you can have your CPA call me. I work with CPAs all the time because they're the ones who will be filing the paperwork that my team creates to secure the found money for your company. So I hope you'll accept my challenge and educate yourself about the tax incentives I mentioned. When you're convinced that these savings are real and that you're ready to find money for your business in this new year, please give me a call. My name is Tom Brodie, and I am the Found Money Guy.